Okay, so in this video, I want to introduce a very useful tool on the Jetson platform called Jtop. So you can search Jtop on Google, and you will find its GitHub repository called Jetson Studies. Let's click this link, and let's go down. The installation for this tool is quite simple. You just run this command. But one thing you need to aware is that if you do not have pipe 3 installed, then you need to install the pipe 3 before run this command. We introduced that how we can install pipe 3 during our PyTorch installation tutorial. So let's go back to that website. And let me show you the command for installation pipe 3. So where installation, then yeah, so this is the code you need to install pipe 3. Basically sudo apt-get install python 3 -pipe. Okay, so let's go back to a terminal and install our Jetson studies. This shouldn't take too long, so let's wait a bit. Okay, now the installation is finished. Let's type Jtop to open the Jtop. But before that, we need to restart the Jtop service. Let's copy the sudo system control restart Jtop service. Okay, so now let's type Jtop. Okay, it looks like we need to reboot the device. So let's reboot and come back to recording later. Okay, so now is after. Okay, now let's type Jtop to have a look what is inside Jtop. Jtop, yes. Okay, so basically you can see that Jtop is a monitor for the Jetson platform. It has many tabs. I don't know if you can see. Let's justify the camera to see. Yeah. Okay. Wait a second. It's not. Okay. So it has different tabs for different components. We will go through them later, but first let's have a look the kind of the overall layout. Yeah. So this is a kind of a summary page. At the top, you can see that because we are using a Jetson XDiva NX platform, you can see this platform has 6 CPU cores, and at the top, you can see the kind of utilization of each core as well as their frequency. There is a way to dynamically changing the clock frequency, but we will talk about in another video because we needed to introduce some script. Next, you can see the memory usage. That is the on-device RAM. This RAM is shared between different computing components such as CPU, GPU, and deep learning accelerator, etc. And also, you can see there's a swap memory which we took from the SD card. And next, you can see the EMC. I think that this is the clock frequency for the kind of the memory module, I guess. And Then you can see the GPU utilization and the clock frequency because GPU is not used at the moment, so the utilization is 0 and the clock frequency is lowest level, which is about 100 megahertz. And then you can see the disk, which is the SD card utilization. And then you can see a couple of kind of the process that is running at the moment. And at the bottom, we see 3 block. Left is hardware engine. So let's changing the camera a little bit. Yeah, I think that should be fine. So basically, apart from CPU and GPU, there are a few more um, kind of hardware accelerators, I would say, on the device. The most relevant one to machine learning is DLA, Deep Learning Accelerator, and it has 2 cores. And you can see at the moment both core 0 and core 1 are off because we are not using it. And in the middle, we have a couple of temperature sensor for different part of the chip. Let's say the CPU and GPU are currently at 45 degrees Celsius. And on the left, we have a power monitor for kind of 3 power domain on the chip. Um, there's a way to, let's say, write a script to monitor the power consumption in a more automatic way. For example, we can monitor the power consumption for a specific kind of section of the code. But we will introduce how we do that in the next video, which we will also talk about some script. Okay, so now let's maybe have a look the kind of detailed section of each kind of cores. So this is the GPU tab. You can see that so it basically has 2 parts. One, let me changing the sorry about the camera issue and the reflection. So let me change. Okay, so that looks good. Yeah, you can see some process running on the GPU. You can see the GPU memory utilization as well as the GPU core utilization, which at the moment is 0, right? GPU temperature as well. So let's have a look at the CPU tab, which give you kind of the utilization information, the clock frequency of each kind of CPU core, as well as you can see the current kind of clock frequency governor is scheduled to. You can also changing the governor using script to things like performance or on demand, things like that. Just common Linux governor. So now let's move to the memory. I guess basically to show you the memory utilization. You can also adding some swaps here. So go to the next tab, engine. Well, so basically this page is quite new to me. One thing I want to mention is that this Jtop 2 is constantly being improved on GitHub. So the layout is changing from time to time. This is the first time I see this page, but I can already say that it is a very useful page because it contains the information for different hardware accelerators, right? Such as you can see the deep learning accelerator here, both cores are off. And I guess you can also see the kind of clock frequency of this DLA engine, right? I guess when we use this engine, this off state will become on, and we might also be able to maybe changing the clock frequency here, but I'm not sure now. So let's have a look. Another tab, control. So here, basically, this part lets you control a few things. At the top, you can control the fan on the development board, right? You can, let's say, changing the fan speed to 10%, 20%, or let's say decrease the fan speed to 10%, right? You can changing that. There are different mode, right? You can set it to changing the mode. Let's say I don't know if you can see the word here. So at the moment we are in the quiet mode, right? So we were in the quiet mode and there's a cool mode. So basically these are two automatic fan control mode, right? One is kind of give you very low fan speed, another give you very high fan speed. But you can also change it to manual mode, then set the fan speed yourself. I would say one use case for this control is that when you want to do some measurements for the kind of the temperature or the power of your kind of affected, how they are affected by your algorithm, by your code, it is ideal that maybe you isolate some of the effect come from this automatic fan control governor, right? And apart from that, you can also changing the power mode of the system. At the moment, we are using you can switch between this mode, right? So when we do the kind of development, we always choosing the most powerful mode, which is the 20-watt 6-core CPU mode. But depends on your need, you can switch to different mode. You can also writing a kind of script to define your own kind of user-defined power mode. And here just give you a little bit more information about different power domains, their voltage current, and things like that, right? So let's go to the next tab, which is the final one. So basically, this tab just give you some information about your board, right? Give you the model, right? The SoC, right? And as well as the Jetpack, which is the operating system version, right? Also show you, let's say, the common libraries like CUDA version, CUDA version, TensorRT, which is the inference library from Nvidia, and common things like OpenCV, Vulkan. These are all kind of installed, and you can check the version here. You can also check, let's say, above the Python version, the Ubuntu version, right? Things like that. So overall, I would say Jtop give you a very easy way to access system information. It's very useful during your research, but there are more advanced ways to control, let's say, the clock frequency, control the fan, as well as like monitor the power consumption. I guess we will talk about in later videos because they do require kind of more time to explain the script and how we can do that. Okay, so in this video, I just want to give you a short summary, a quick look on the Jtop, and I think that's all for this video. Thank you for watching.